Yeah, so the Bermuda one too was a great success. It was a test of some of the first offshore communications with our virtual shipmates, and it's a resounding success. The feedback we've got from multiple continents of our virtual shipmates has been phenomenal. Whilst we were at sea, we made little videos that we sent to shore where we showcased individual shipmates. We also did one-on-one WhatsApp video calls, much like a FaceTime call, where I was able to talk to one of our virtual shipmates at a time. And I've received emails, then all the comments on social media have been phenomenal. I'll give you one example. Tyler in South Africa.
Right.
Tyler is a special kid. He got epilepsy when he was 8 months old, a baby. He's about 8 years old now, I believe. And he's been wrestling with coming to terms with it. And we sent him a video showcasing what he's doing, and he's accepted the One More Step challenge. And his one more step is to learn to play the drums. And you know what was phenomenal? His mum sat down with her son, Tyler, and they made a video to send back to me. And I have to tell you, when I got back to shore and watched and listened to that video, I had tears in my eyes. It's really phenomenal to realize that what we're doing is actually affecting people in a positive way. In your life, you hope that you'll leave the world a better place than when you joined it. And through this voyage to and from Bermuda, I know that we've managed to touch people in a very positive way. Another example was Joni from Long Island. And she's a person who I did a one-on-one video call. And I have no idea how many minutes it went on for. But she was just ecstatic and saying that what we're doing is so inspiring to her and to so many other people with epilepsy. Another resounding success, which was totally unexpected, was that Bermuda picked up that we were coming. And as we got there, they started organizing events for us. We just didn't have enough time to do everything they wanted us to do. Managed to go to a Rotary Club, St. George's Rotary Club, and a local, Jasmine, who has epilepsy. She helped do the introduction, and during the Rotary Club event, she came out, so to speak, and said for the first time that she publicly stated she has epilepsy. And the warmth and reception for her saying that it's unbelievable, because so many times epilepsy has a stigma and it's hidden. Especially in somewhere like Bermuda, a smaller community, there's less recognition that epilepsy is just a disorder. I always say epilepsy is a disorder, just like you might have a liver disorder or a kidney disorder. It just happens to be this disorder's in your brain. Different part of the body, no different. And we need to, as society, start thinking more about accepting people regardless of what they have. So when I got back, I've read many comments on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the social media channels, and I would say without exception, incredibly positive comments, and people are just behind us and love the inspiration part, but they're also saying the education component is very important. And this came through in Bermuda, where we are educating at the Rotary Club. How many people have epilepsy? 1 in 26 will have epilepsy in their lifetime. 30% of people with epilepsy are not medically controlled. People don't know these numbers. People don't understand what you do if someone's having a seizure. And it's okay, they're not alien, they're just people. And sometimes we always talk about the average person. But if you actually think about it, is there really an average person? We're all individually different, and epilepsy is just, we're different. And in fact, there's not one epilepsy. It's the epilepsies. Causes through many reasons. Mine's a head injury. Other people have a change in their genetic sequence. Many different reasons. Yeah, so leg one, we're calling it leg one of our navigation around the world, is the East Coast Expedition. And we are taking this boat, Cepheus, from into Newport, Portland, Boston, Philadelphia, and Annapolis. And with the lessons we've learned from the Bermuda trip, we're going to be doing more of our offshore videos, interviews, and outreach to the community. But in addition, we will, when we're in each of the ports, we'll have an import program. So a community program where we have kids and we teach them how to make tie knots. We teach them about the North Star. How do you find the North Star? What does it mean? And then we have them make a flag. And we scan each of the flags that they make, and we have then a port flag which we fly from this boat. So we'll have the Portland flag, the Newport flag, so on and so forth. And this follows on from a very successful virtual sailing camp we held with the Epilepsy Foundation in New England last year during the COVID period. And we learned some lessons there, and we're now going to apply them in the East Coast Expedition. And this leg one, the East Coast Expedition, is then we're building off what we've done on the trip to Bermuda. Then from that East Coast Expedition, we will learn from it and we will build off of that for setting sail next year to the Azores, Portugal, Mediterranean, and crossing the oceans of the world. So as you can imagine, this is quite an expensive program to run. Just time for sending videos to satellites is very expensive. So we really need the support of donors and sponsors, and we've been very lucky to get generous support from 2 companies at the moment, and we're in discussions with others. The Admiralty level sponsor is Neurelis. Neurelis, we have their name on our mainsail. Neurelis is a company out of San Diego. When we were in Bermuda, we had a Zoom call with the C-level executives of the company, and they're very excited about the outreach component to the epilepsy community and in the inspiration through our One More Step and our virtual shipmates who sail with us everywhere. Another company, actually the first company to sponsor us that was critical for us really beginning any voyages, is UCB Pharma. UCB is based in Brussels, and we have the support of their North American component, and they've been key for getting us moving, and they help us in delivering education materials to the epilepsy community, and they have several anticonvulsants that they manufacture and distribute, and myself and many other people take their medications. We're having conversations with other groups, and our hope is that together we can really get the message out there. And for me, the key messages are twofold. The first message is, if you have epilepsy, is there something else you can do to live a fuller life? This is the One More Step challenge. Take an extra step. And those of us with epilepsy are on a spectrum. There are some who have unremitting seizures many times per day. There's me, I'm medically controlled, and I'm very lucky. So I could do different things than somebody at the other end of that spectrum. But is there something you can do? Is there something your parents can do to allow you to live a fuller life? And the second really important part is letting people know. 1 in 26 people will have epilepsy in their lifetime. 30% of them will not be medically controlled. And epilepsy is just another disorder. And we need to be there to support people and help them. No stigma. We're all people.